What if I put my fix and flip property on the market and it doesn't sell? So selling a property has to do with three things: price, condition, and marketing. So I can tell you one of these I want to take right off the table, and that's marketing. If you list it on the MLS with a good agent, that's going to take marketing where it's not really part of the discussion. Price and condition, though, become part of the discussion depending upon the situation. So what I want to do is I want to put the property on the market and see how many showings we're getting. So on a weekly basis, we should be asking the agent, how many showings did we have? We should also be asking that agent for feedback from every one of these showings. And some of the feedback we want to know is, what did they think of the price? What did they think of the condition? Are they interested in making an offer? Are they considering it? Is probably the better way to say that. Are they considering this property? And number 4 is, if they're not considering it, is there something we could do that would make them consider it? Actually, whether they're considering it or not considering it. Are they considering it? And the next thing we're saying is there anything that would get them to make an offer? And I want to know this because it's like, hey, you know what? They just hated the basement carpet. If it had different carpet down there, I think they would have made an offer. It was like, great. So you're telling me if we put carpet in there, they would make an offer? Great. Have them make an offer with the carpet in there. Okay. So that's a feedback we're getting. Now, based upon this feedback, we can know if we need to make adjustments in price and condition or if there's something that we can do. We're also going to get the number of showings. And what we want to know is that number of showings each week equal to other properties in the area, which is why we've got our agent to look at that and say, hey, it looks like we had 3 showings this week. How many properties, how many showings are your other properties getting that are kind of like this property? What's on average right now? What are we seeing? Because here's the deal. If we're not getting enough showings, it really has to do with price. If we're not getting enough showings, it means our price is too high. So we should be getting a good flow. Now, if we're getting lots of showings, but they're not liking the condition. If we get a lot of showings, but we're not getting it under contract, it's because they don't like something about the condition. Now, if it's a problem with condition, there's 2 things you can do. You can lower the price, or you can fix the condition. And it really depends on what that is, right? So if it's like, hey, we don't like this or we don't like that on the property, well, first off, we want to make sure we're getting that feedback from more than one person. So multiple people have said this. And then we say, well, would we rather put in the new carpet or would we rather just lower the price to compensate for that? So those are the 2 items that we have to do. But every single month we're looking at this and we're getting feedback from showings from every single week. We're looking at how many people came through every single week. We're looking at the feedback that we got those, if they're considering, what do they think of the price, and we're making adjustments. We're making the price come down or we're making changes to the condition of the property, and that's how we sell a house. So when you ask, what if my house doesn't sell? The first thing I'm going to ask you is, are you marketing it right? Is it in the right condition? And is it the right price? What I find a lot of people doing when they go to list a properties, they list it for some exorbitant amount. Oh, I'm going to list it for $150,000. And here's what they say: you can always go down, but you can never go up. Which is actually a bunch of garbage, because that's not true. You can actually go up anytime you want. It's a multiple offer situation. You can sell it for more than the asking price, but that's beside the point. What I find is a lot of people overlist the property and say, oh, I want to get 120, so I'm going to list it for 150. I completely, absolutely, utterly disagree with this, because what's happening is with time, you get fewer showings on the market. So your very best time to get the very best offer is in that first 30 to 60 days, and then 60, and then to 90, right? So within that the 30 days is your best, then the 60, and then the 90, and then it really just goes downhill from there. So what happens is with this strategy is you start lowering the price, but you start lowering it when you have fewer people even considering it, because they're like, oh, that's been on the market forever, and they really don't even realize the price is going down. My recommendation is called precision pricing, which means if I want 120 for the property, I'm going to list it 3 to 5% more. So I'm going to list it for 130,000, let's call it. And then I'm going to have the best price for the best buyers right off the gate. The other thing you've got to keep in mind is the longer it takes, the more you're paying in interest and cost. And so the faster we can close this, the less we pay in that, which can then increase my profit margin. So that's a lot about selling properties, pricing it right through precision pricing, price, condition, and marketing. But let's say you're doing all this. With chances are, if you're having trouble selling it, you're not doing all this. One other thing we really should be mentioning with the condition is, did the rehab get done like it was supposed to? Because every single time we're doing the rehab, we're comparing it to other properties and what that other property has. So we want to make sure that the condition is the same as these other properties that have already sold. If it hasn't been done as well, or it's done a crappy job, that's where you're going to have problems with the condition, which is going to have an impact on your price, or you're going to have to go and fix some things up to do it. But let's say you're doing all of these things and you're doing it consistently. You're getting feedback every single week. You know what's going on. You're asking them, is there anything we do to make an offer? You're making some decisions. You're making regular price reductions every single month. My recommendation is 3 to 5% reductions every single month, unless you have enough showings and you're getting good feedback and it's just a matter of timing. And then we can hold off or not do as much. That's basically what we're doing to sell properties. If you're doing all this stuff and it's still not selling, so then we have some options, right? Some options are, you've got to realize the longer you have it, the more you'll have an interest. So there may come a time where you say, you know what, I'm just going to lower the price even more just to get rid of this. And that may happen. You may be in a situation like that. Or you may be in a situation where you say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and keep this as a rental property. So a couple of things if you can't sell it. Number one, you keep lowering price until you can't lower it anymore. Number two, you can refinance and keep it as a rental property. You can do a DSCR loan. Another thing you can do is you can extend your loan. You can extend it up to 3 months, but keep in mind there is an extension fee in most cases, and you're going to have interest payments. But if it's just simply a time thing where everything's looking good, you just need more time, you can extend the loan. With this, you're going to have an extension fee somewhere between 0.5% and 1%, and you're going to have your regular monthly payments. So make sure you're doing these things, and the more you do up front, before you even buy the property, make sure you got your full scope of work. Make sure that you understand what the other properties have. Make sure you understand the market conditions. Make sure you get the work done in a timely manner at the quality that it's supposed to be. And make sure you're aggressively marketing the property using these 3 steps. And if you do that, success will come.